The next time we meet for AP English, I'll call you and your flock out in the hallway to see how much you know of stanza 7. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door. Perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. Perched and set, and nothing more. Let's go ahead and talk about a few of these words that are a little bit difficult to pronounce. First, let's talk about the word obeisance. It also can be pronounced obeisance, but obeisance. And then we have the word mean. It's pronounced like this word, M-E-A-N. Okay, so obeisance and mean. If you know how to say those words, I think you're good to go. Okay, so this poem is 18 stanzas long. It's called The Raven, but it's interesting to note that it actually takes 7 whole stanzas before we actually meet the raven. And this just isn't any raven. It's a raven with a capital R, a really impressive raven. In fact, the adjective stately describes the raven, a raven that's really royal looking. A raven that reminds the speaker of the saintly days of yore, those good old days, the better times. So the raven comes in and doesn't even say hello or doesn't even acknowledge the speaker. When you give someone obeisance, it might mean that you bow before them. You might nod your head or just kneel or wave. But the raven does not do any of that. In fact, he's so much better than a speaker. He's like an aristocrat. He doesn't waste any time making himself right at home, so he flies right up on top of the chamber door and perches on top of a statue. That is what a bust is. A bust is a statue that runs from the top of the head down through the shoulders. It's interesting to note that busts are always white, and because the raven is obviously black, it's just a real dramatic juxtaposition, the black on white. But let's talk more about this bust. This bust is a bust of Pallas. Pallas is a nickname for the Greek goddess of wisdom, Pallas Athena. It's remarkable to note that Poe uses the word Pallas to describe Athena. Perhaps he's creating some kind of a pun, because the word Pallas sounds exactly like this word, Pallas, which further underscores just how noble this bird is. I think Edgar Allan Poe wants us to realize this bird has a lot of wisdom and power. So go ahead, memorize this amazing stanza, and when I see you again, you're going to ace it.